enemy's camp, laying our weapons down, shedding our armor as we go, leaving it on the ground. We've gotta be strong in the past.
I don't think so, sucker.
Welcome to HardKorfee episode 3. We're going to talk about our divine opinion on hardcore music. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to discuss an email that we got that was asking us some pretty profound questions. And you know, it's only a matter of time before people are actually going to ask us what we really feel about hardcore music, specifically maybe even Christian hardcore, or where we stand basically, more or less. So what we're going to do is go right off the email here. Okay, question number 1 says, does the hardcore sound of music you listen to bring you closer to God? If so, how and why? We believe that if you listen to our music for content, yes, it can bring you closer to God. In some cases, we listen to the music just to enjoy it because it's a good vibe. Yes, we do appreciate the non-filth, as you referred to it as, but our music doesn't define our faith. It certainly is an aid, but what you think about, you bring about. So yes, we could sit here raving about Atreyu's bleeding mascara or who's sleeping on the right side of the bed, but the message isn't really our thing. Good tunes, but not our thing. A song that's always been one of my favorite hardcore songs is Hate Breeds Healing to Suffer, which the lyrics state, I've been cheated so I cheat myself. I've been defeated so I defeat myself. And then it goes on to say, I won't be chained to the earth. And I love that line because, me personally, I'm not going to be chained to this earth either. The song also says, God give me the strength to deny this sin. I would hope that in fighting temptation that people would seek God's help in that. So that's where we stand in that. And the second question is, are you seeking a spiritual experience or simply hardcore sound or music without the filth and the bad language? Well, as stated before, yeah, I could deal without it. But believe it or not, most hardcore music, at least the stuff that we listen to, doesn't carry that kind of vibe. Hardcore is not intended necessarily to put off some filth or negative thing. It's basically an outcry of expression. Maybe it's rage or some kind of personal experience somebody's gone through, and that really relates to myself and Phil's life. Another way to look at this is if you were an athlete, you might listen to a song before a game in the locker room and get yourself all pumped up. I remember when I was in high school a million years ago, one of the things the football team used to do is listen to Thunderstruck by AC/DC, you know, and all you hear is the football team in the locker room going, thunder, thunder, you know. Well, they're getting pumped up. Well, guess what? We listen to hardcore music to get pumped up for our day too. But you know what? This isn't a game for us. It's life. So for us, getting pumped up to go head to head with some of the stuff that we deal with on a daily basis, both spiritually, mentally, and on a world basis, yeah, it gets us pumped up. I mean, if you want to listen to Enya or who's that other clown? Yanni.
Yeah, I love the Yanni.
You know, to each his own. Okay, we're not judging what you listen to, and when we think, you know, if that's what it takes to get your motor running, then awesome. We like to rock, and that's what we do. So, all
right,
take it away, man.
All right, number 3. Is it the message, sound, lyrics you support? And we support what makes this music what it is. And kind of what Ben said, the struggle, the defeat, the whipping of the underdog. And we have found that hardcore lyrics are as true to our lives as anything can explain. And honestly, I mean, from where we came from and out of the hardcore scene and all the clubbing things we used to do, if it wasn't for hardcore music, bridging that gap for us into Christianity and getting back into church, we probably wouldn't be Christians right now. That was the one thing that we had that we could relate to back when we started listening to it, there was a brand new movement called Spirit-Filled Hardcore. There's all these bands coming out with incredible music, but the lyrics were so positive, uplifting, and that's what tied us into that. We aren't the cheerleading squad for the corporate church. We definitely don't believe in that. But we kind of feel like we're the black sheep of God's family, and we're proud of that, and we're going to fight for those people. We've always been touched by the lyrics and often find that they are more bold than anything else out there. If you don't believe us, listen to the opening track of War of Ages, Arise and Conquer, and it's just "Oh, consuming fire, burn," and it's powerful. And it's one of the most soul-pounding phrases that we have heard in a long time on any CD. And believe it or not, that actually gives us more of a calling to Christ and what we believe than a hymn such as "How Great Thou Art," which is
that's great 120 years ago.
But for us, the hardcore stuff is, and honestly, the War of Ages CD, I don't know how many of you guys picked that up, but the first time I listened to that, I hadn't felt God's presence in my life like that in a long time. It was just incredible. I was sitting on the couch listening to it. I just wanted to scream out to Him, and it was an incredible thing.
If you don't understand hardcore, and we get a lot of this too, is a lot of people are like, well, how can you understand the lyrics? Well, I don't understand Spanish, but people listen to Spanish music, okay? So if you don't understand the lyrics, go to their website or go to their MySpace page and get the lyrics, download them and look at it. I mean, read what they're saying. And then sooner or later, you're going to pick up what it is. He and I can sit there and listen to a hardcore song and instantly understand what they're saying because we follow that kind of music. It's not
what we listen to.
And if we can't understand it, we're going to be like, well, we're going to try to find out what in the world they're talking about. Because if not, it's kind of pointless. It might be a good tune, but if we're listening to it for content, as we're talking about, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah. So, anyway, so to so to kind of wrap this up, the last part of the question that he had for us was, just thought this would be a good discussion dialogue to those who aren't understanding heavy metal Christian music that we talk about on this deal we're doing, and he says, I'm not sure heavy metal is the appropriate description of this music. Okay, and
we'll answer this question by posing another. Okay, what do you mean as heavy metal? Are you referring to like Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Motorhead? I mean, what do you mean? Heavy metal is a genre with a million subgenres. That's like saying, well, is that really defining something as alternative? Well, define what alternative is. I mean, the way that we kind of look at this question is heavy metal has so many subgenres, it's hard to pinpoint what you're talking about. And for example, here's a couple different examples of what subgenres are. So
yeah, I mean, you got your strip. Some people say our music's hardcore. Some people say, well, it's positive core, meaning it's just positive lyrics. Some people say Godcore because it's so godly. You got your straight edge movement. You got your metalcore. There's post-hardcore. There's even screamo, which I don't know if that exists anymore. But
probably not so much anymore. But thrash metal, speed metal, death metal, new metal, old metal, retro metal.
There's so many different things that are combined into, and I mean, growing up, I mean, I think we predominantly probably listened to more hardcore, and with a lot of metal influences in it.
Posing a question as saying that, well, I don't think that this is the right title for the genre, is like saying, well, I don't think that rock is the right name for rock. Okay, we'll define what rock is. So
that's our thoughts on that. And anyway, give us some feedback.
Yep.
Check us out on the MySpace page. Talk to us. Let us know what you think, and we'd love to chat more about this.